Hey, how's it going? My name is Chase, and it's been a while since I've actually put my voice on this channel, but I wanted to try something new, and that's going to be showing off the games I collect. Maybe I'll extend to some other things that I collect in general, but I want to do this new format where I show off my recent hauls and what I was able to obtain. I'm a big video game collector, and no better way to start off than what I've recently got. I'm going to start off from like the range of December 25th to up until now. Date of recording this is February 17th, and I'll kind of go from there and see where this goes. Kind of wanted to do this more, I guess, raw format because the algorithm seems to be going in towards that way. But no better way to start off than what I got from my girlfriend for Christmas, and that was Full Metal Alchemist and the Broken Angel. And I was actually pretty stoked to get this because not that it's super rare by any means, but when it comes to these anime PS2 games, or I guess any platform necessarily, they're not too common to come by. They're not like the most expensive titles, but they are just something that, you know, you see them and you probably should grab them just because they aren't too common out in the wild. But I was pretty excited about this one overall because growing up I was a Full Metal fan, and Square Enix made this guy, so you know it's going to be to at least some quality. And usually when it comes to Square Enix, they're pretty faithful to the source material, I feel. And I was pretty excited about this one. Pretty complete in box as well. I saw this one in the store not too long ago, and I decided not to grab it for some reason. So I guess my girlfriend got it for me instead because she knew I wanted it, and I passed up on it for no reason, I guess. But yeah, if you see titles like these, I definitely recommend grabbing them. They're usually fairly good, I will say. And overall, just again, not too common to come by. Next up I want to go over is what I was able to get for what I consider a pretty good deal, and that was the Wii U recently. This is something I've been wanting for a while but never just pulled the trigger on for some reason, and I was able to actually get one from my local pawn shop, and I got it for a pretty good price, all things considered, with all the games with it. I got it for $160, and the reason why I don't think that's a terrible price is, you know, the gamepad is in very good condition. I know it's a little dusty right now, but a lot of kids played the Wii U, so they took the stylus and absolutely scratched the living you know, out of it. And to come by a gamepad, I feel like in this clean of you know, scratch-free resistance was just something I couldn't pass up. You know, especially the console itself. The console was clean, wasn't scratched up or anything. And, you know, the games I got with it were very good as well. They were all first-party titles, and, you know, for $160, I definitely don't think you could go wrong with that. I was able to obtain with it Super Smash for Wii U. I think that's, honestly, I think it's a slept-on Smash Bros. I still prefer it over over Brawl, in my opinion. I think Brawl is not bad by any means, but it's just Brawl. I think it did what it did, but I think the Wii U one is, you know, we wouldn't have Ultimate without the Wii U version, and it's just, I think it still holds up for what it is. So I was able to get Smash Bros. I was able to get new Super Luigi U. This one's like a $20 game by itself, so getting that was not a bad price at all for the, you know, the $160 total. And then on top of that, I was able to get Mario Kart 8. You know, you can't go wrong with the classic Mario Kart 8. I mean, it is deluxe, a better version of this. Yeah, but I do think the gamepad features with it is a lot of fun. I definitely can't lie on that end. And then I was also able to get, you know, of course, Super Mario Bros. U with, you know, Luigi U as well. But that was something I was able to get bundled in. Same for Super Mario 3D World as well. I think these were all very solid first-party titles with the Wii U to get for $160. So, I mean, by any means, I don't think that was a bad investment. Is it going to be something worth it in the long run? Maybe. I'm still growing my opinion on the Wii U. I think it's a interesting console, And for some reason, I still think there's more charm to it. And I know that's me with rose-tinted glasses. I didn't grow up with the Wii U, but it just seems like there's a lot of charm overall to the console. And I feel like it's kind of like the modern-day Dreamcast in a way. As maybe pretentious or arrogant as that sounds, even though the games got ported over to Switch anyways. And it's funny because right after I picked that guy up, I was able to get this guy for $12, and that's Metropolis Street Racer. Anyone knows with Dreamcast titles, they just aren't common to come by, and most of the time they are just overpriced, whether that be in a pawn shop or a game store or just, off another person. They're just not usually in a reasonable price range, and I feel like when you find one that's a good price, you just grab it. I'm an overall Dreamcast collector, but this game goes for around the $35-40 mark, and I was able to grab it for $12. The store I had it in was $15, and I was like, I'm going to shoot my shot, see if they'll take 10, and then she was like, you know what, meet me in the middle of 12, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I was able to pick this up. Very clean disc as well for what it is, That's the other good thing I feel like about Dreamcast games is there's really not a lot of in between. There's either like they're really garbage quality when in terms of like the ownership care for it, but most of the time I feel like most Dreamcast games are very well taken care of because it's a certain kind of audience that keeps those games though. But yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I was playing it for a while, and it's just got a lot of good music, a lot of good gameplay. I think it's a nice balance of like the Need for Speed style, but a nice break from like Daytona style racing as well. I think if you're looking for a solid title for racing games that's got good cars, good soundtrack, good looks, and you got a CRT, definitely grab Metropolis Street Racer. Next, I was looking for this as soon as I got the Wii U actually, and that was Nintendo Land. I was able to go pick this up for $10. Just at a good shop that I go to a lot, and shout out to them. He's always got great titles over there, and that's Retro Junk. I'm gonna shout them out, even if that exposes my location, I guess. But no, very good titles over there, and I just had to grab Nintendo Land because it's a staple for the Wii U, and I think of the Wii as the ultimate party console, and especially if you get some niche ones that people haven't necessarily on the play all the time. I think it just makes it that much more fun for a crowd of people. But I was hearing a lot of good things about Nintendo Land, so I knew I instantly wanted to go pick that up. That was something I was very interested in really quick. So I was able to find that. It's a common title, so it wasn't a challenge by any means to go grab it. Next up on the shopping block, I was very, very excited to get this, and that is Death Crimson OX. I'm a very big fan of the light gun genre for the specifically for the PS1 and Dreamcast, but overall just light gun games I think are just a lot of fun. You can't go wrong with them. They are a nice break from serious tone games, but at the same time, you gotta try a little bit. Like, they get pretty challenging, I can't lie. But I was very excited to find this because I got it for a good price. This is something that you don't, like any Dreamcast game, but specifically Death Crimson OX, you just don't see a copy of it out in the wild. And I was able to find one, and I knew I instantly had to grab it that day. And I was able to get it for $50, which is, it's about market price, but they had it for $60 there. I asked to do it for $50. They agreed. I think they knew that I was probably one of the only people that was going to grab it, but I was very excited because the disc was very good for it as well. That's the other thing, like I said, you always got to pay attention to those discs. You got to make sure they're good. But this one's just a silly light gun game. It's just not... It wants to be House of the Dead so bad, but it wants to take a lot of inspiration from, your Virtual Cop as well, and you just get this weird crossbreed of, like the monsters in it are just silly looking. I think House of the Dead gets away with it a little bit more. They knew it. That was like their intent going into it. I feel like Death Crimson was like, let's try to make a House of the Dead and take ourselves a little bit more serious. And it didn't fully work out for them, but I still think it's a fun game to sit down and just play and, try hard on it and overall just have a good time. I think if you have a second light gun, it makes it more fun. You just want to be able to sit there and enjoy it with a buddy. I think that's the best way to enjoy these light gun games, is to have a friend that's nearby, because that's like the recreation of the arcade feel. I think that's what people really try to get out of the light gun home experience. I was excited to find this because, is it the most ideal way to play it? No, I don't recommend this way playing it ever, and that is the Silent Hill HD collection. But I think it's a nice package for if you want to experience Silent Hill 2 and 3 without breaking the bank. Is it the best way to play it? No. The voice acting is definitely something that really gets on my nerves. And the, overall, I guess, not game-breaking glitches, but enough to make it noticeable from if you play the original ports, that is. But I think the other thing about it, though, is it's a good way to portably bring the Silent Hill experience with you. To me, I think it's a little bit risky if you want to go walking around with your Silent Hill 3 or Silent Hill 2 copies just walking out and about. Those are premium games, and I feel like if you want to just be able to bring it to a buddy's house or let someone borrow it so they can experience Silent Hill, or have like a horror night with some friends, I feel like this is a good, solid way to just be able to bring those games around, or quickly just play them and get some achievements on the 360. Again, is it the best way? No, but I saw the price. I ended up getting it for I had a little coupon, I believe, and I got it for like $22 instead. The game goes for like $30-$40 depending on where you're looking, so I mean, I technically got it like half the market value / like 25-ish, I guess, from the market value price. So definitely not mad about picking this one up. I'm a huge Silent Hill fan, and I just wanted to complete every single thing for Silent Hill in my collection, so I had to grab it. This one is I'm glad I was able to find this. I mean, it's not rare, but I feel like it's not common either. Kind of like similar like the Full Metal game, and that's No More Heroes for the Wii. And I think I really wanted to grab this for the longest time, because whenever I was in elementary school, I used to always go to the library for a lunch thing. It was like kind of like a privilege to go there, and they always had Nintendo Powers on display. And I always saw the Nintendo Power with him on it, and I was like, I need to play that game. And I ended up grabbing it because I've never gotten to play it yet. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but it's still something I'm pretty excited for. I want to go grab the second one eventually as well, and then be able to sit down and finally, make my younger self feel accomplished for being able to play it. But thank God my friend was a pro member for GameStop, because I was not going to pay the $13, so I at least got it for the $12, like what, $38 that it says, $34. But yeah, I was able to pick that up. Solid. The disc was decent, if I remember correctly. It had a couple like minor scratches on it, but nothing crazy. Pleated box as well. Couldn't go wrong with that. I got this one in Boston, and personally, I think this is also a very good find. I feel like it's not something you can find too much in the common, in general. I mean, it is a Japanese copy, but it's Rhythm Heaven Fever. And I ended up grabbing the Japanese copy because I just did not want to shell out the $150 that people are trying to sell this game for right now. I grew up with Rhythm Heaven on the DS, and I've always wanted to grab the Wii copy. But I just find it ridiculous that it's like $100+. I mean, for as successful as that game is, I feel it's a little bit overpriced. I mean, I was a Flipnote kid on the DS. I feel like it was referenced a lot. I feel like people know what Rhythm Heaven is for the most part. I feel like it's just one of those premium games to be a premium game. I think it's also something that, like, people know what they have and they don't want to get rid of it maybe as well. But this is my next best option. I just ended up doing the preloader on the Wii, so I was able to just play this. This is very minimal Japanese. If you want an easy way to play this game that's not hard at all, I definitely recommend just doing the preloader and then being able to do region unlocking your Wii by just doing the homebrew channel. It's easy, it's simple. Had all the Japanese inserts in it. It was $20. So I mean, $20 to essentially play the same game with some minor language barrier. or 150 to get the US copy. I'll settle for this right now. This one I feel like is kind of falling off everyone's radar a little bit. And you know, that is going to be Silent Hill Homecoming. By any means, I'm not saying this is a great game. I more or less got it to still complete the rest of what I need to get for Silent Hill. I have the original 4, and then I have like Origins and Shattered Memories. Not for PS2. God, no, I would not be able to afford that. But Downpour has gone to $70-$80 right now. 50-60 on a good day. And it's kind of ridiculous. And I feel like this is one that's also going under the radar because you can find this all day for $15-$20. Like I said, is it great? I mean, I'll let you be the judge of that one. It's definitely not, in my opinion. But is it worth picking up? Why not? I feel like it's just a horror title for the 360. It's just you're gonna get what you pay for. But I feel like this is something that has potential to become a little bit of value. It's got the Silent Hill title to it. It's Konami. Their games always end up going up a little bit. But I mean, for what it was, I grabbed it for what I think $17. Why not? It's a Silent Hill title. But definitely don't sleep on this one. I feel like this has potential to grow in its value because Downpour is going up. Like previously mentioned, this one goes up for like 30, 40. It's definitely something I feel like is going to keep going up. Last but not least, I was able to grab this for $4. And I'm kind of excited because now I can finally play Gmod without having any texture issues. I couldn't say no to it. It was $4, and I actually like collecting some of these PC games just because they remind me of when I was younger. My dad used to play PC games with me a lot. I grew up playing Quake 3, but it was a 4-disc case, and I thought it was neat. It was interesting. It came with the Half-Life 2 deathmatch as well, so I was like, you know what? For $4, I'll grab Counter-Strike Source. But overall, pretty decent haul. I mean, you know, I was able to grab some very, in my opinion, good titles for just the past not even 2 months, and I like to just go out and see what I can find. It's usually just a lot of fun, but this is definitely something I'm interested in doing overall. I'd like to do like a whole collection for my Dreamcast as well. But this will be kind of a start to a new era for this channel. I figured why not? Let's just hop right into it. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll just keep doing this and keep doing some hauls. Hope you guys enjoyed.